Hi there. Welcome to the Small Business Coffee Break, the series where you take a few minutes to work on your business, not just in it. Today we talk with Dr. Giselle Lopez of Dr. Lopez is In about what does an executive coach do? Dr. Lopez has over 17 years of experience helping entrepreneurs and leaders reach their full potential. So grab a cup of coffee and let's get into it. What is it that an executive coach does?
So an executive coach basically will do a discovery call or a kind of consultation call or meeting first in order to just have a conversation about what it is that the person is looking for, what is it, the reason that they're seeking out this service. And then usually the first session is more of like an interview type of session or appointment where we would dive deep into what is it that is your story and the reason why you're seeking this service, and what are the types of goals that you had in mind, or what is it that you would like to use this service for to achieve. And then from there, the actual sessions or appointments are a plan of action that's being executed, and there's check-ins on that plan of action.
So what are, you might find people who are like, I don't need to be coached, right? So what are reasons that people need to be coached, and kind of along with it, is there anyone who doesn't need to be coached? Like, who needs an executive coach?
So I think of the quote from Henry Ford that's, if you believe you can and you believe you can't, you're right either way. So if somebody wants a coach, they'll look for one and they'll be able to participate and get the results they want in that. If somebody doesn't want a coach, they probably won't be looking for one, and they will either be resourceful and find a way to achieve their goals on their own, or just not achieve their goals. I don't know, but usually it's somebody who has the interest for that service that seeks it out or wants to learn more about it and then ends up,
using it. What are the types of reasons that people might want to reach out?
Well, usually people want to break out of the 9-to-5 type of world when they start working with me. Not just mental health professionals, which I do work with a lot, but other types of professionals, and they just don't know where to start. And one of the biggest things is fear that holds them back of the security of the 9-to-5 and the salary and the benefits. So we start really working on first the self-limiting beliefs and the fears that are holding them back from taking that leap. And some of the mindset concepts having to do with when you're setting a goal and trying to reach it, sometimes people, because of the fear and hesitation, think they have to check every single box before they take that first step. And it's really actually the most successful people make quick decisions. So it's actually taking the first step and then starting to check some boxes as you go. Shoot
first and ask questions later kind of a situation.
Yes.
And I can see that. I mean,
like ask forgiveness, not permission. Yeah.
Yes, Megan, that's not a thing. That's my daughter. No.
Oh.
But no. I think I get it. I think because I know that I'm an individual who likes to have a lot of checked boxes.
Yeah.
I always joke around that I joined the insurance field because I thought it was black and white, covered or uncovered. And then I learned very, very, very quickly, you don't have to be in it but 5 seconds, but there's a whole lot of gray.
Yeah.
And for me, that realization taught me that that's true about pretty much everything in life, right?
Yeah.
So there is no being ready. There just is doing or not doing.
Yeah.
I will do all Yoda. There is no try. There is do or do not.
Exactly. Yes.
And so I could see how if I was going to make a big shift, because the way I understood what you were saying, so this is someone who has maybe a job, maybe a corporate job, who like they want to go and do something on their own, or maybe had a dream to go do something on their own.
Yes.
And there's been something stopping them, but they're looking to see if that is something that is literally a real reason, or maybe some things within themselves that aren't giving them the extra push.
Yes, and also I think that people who start their own business have an entrepreneurial spirit. They have a leadership calling within them already. And there are people who have other types of callings in life and other types of drives, but really that's something that's talking to them, and that's why they're unhappy where they're at. And sometimes people already started that business. I've coached with people who already started the business, and it's smaller than the scale where they want to be at, or it's not where they want it to be yet. And so we work on that. So sometimes it's people that haven't even started yet, and sometimes it's people that have already started but want to get to the next level in what's next in their business.
And then there may be, again, things, roadblocks.
Yes.
Sometimes self-placed obstacles or sometimes biases. We talked a little earlier about biases.
Yeah, and biases.
I'm a woman. Do I really fit in that field?
Yes.
Or I'm a man. Should I be doing this thing? This morning we were both on a chat where they were talking about groups for moms versus groups for dads, and how dads aren't allowed in all the mom groups and all of that. And on its surface, obviously, it's very superficial. But if you actually get deeper, it starts to say, well, what if you're a stay-at-home dad?
Yeah.
And you actually have a lot in common with some of these moms.
Yeah.
You know? And maybe you have an idea that is actually a great one that would benefit a certain group of people, but you're not putting it out there because you're like, well, no, I'm a dude. I can't.
Right.
Can't tell these girls what to do.
They're self-limiting beliefs. The only one putting that limitation is the self.
The individual.
The individual, exactly.
Let's keep the conversation going. If you have any questions you'd like to ask Dr. Lopez, ask it in the comments, or her contact information is in the description. If you have any questions you'd like me to ask Dr. Lopez or any other professional in their field, my contact information is also in the description, and I'm always available via DM. See you next week for another cup of coffee and more questions answered.